talking about Donald Trump. Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. And I know y'all probably been out shopping all day, so just come on and have a seat and hear me out. We're going to be discussing Donald Trump, and this is Life Under Trump, part 32. And I bet y'all saying, how do you get all the way to all these parts? But we're doing it. We're on part 32 with Life Under Trump, y'all. So we're going to be covering a lot. You know, right now, Donald Trump is mad because everybody's calling him the vice president and Elon Musk president. So that's what's going on. Trump's cabinet is a mess right now. So that's happening. It's a lot from Donald Trump starting mess with Panama about the Panama Canal, and it just keep going on and on and on. First, it was Mexico, Canada, China. And then it went to Bahamas, I think Ireland, and so on and so on. Donald Trump is starting so much drama. We have to have allies in this country. You cannot burn every bridge, or we will not have any allies, Donald Trump. Let me take a sip of water, y'all, because it's a little warm in here. The heat is not on. It's warm. But yeah, so that's what's going on. And, you know, January the 20th is coming real soon. So we got to see, is it going to be Elon or Donald Trump? We don't know. But Donald Trump said just what? Day before yesterday that Elon would not be replacing him. He is the president. And that Elon is not a citizen of the state. He wasn't born here, so he can't be president. But you know what? Elon feels, I bought you. I paid for the presidency, so I deserve to be the man in the Oval Office in the main chair, and you be the vice president. We're going to see, y'all. We're going to see about this. Hold on, y'all. Just a moment. I hope y'all have an amazing day. It's a little warm in here. Whew. It is warm. One moment, please. Thank you for coming to my live. I am Queen Lillie. You are valued. You are appreciated. If you want me to read your comments, simply send me a super chat and I will read your comment, okay? Also, if you want to send me any rubies, you can do that. That is something that YouTube has started. You can send me a gem, rubies. That'll be nice too, okay? Hit that like button. Hold on, please.
Make $360,000 before Donald Trump's tax policies will actually benefit you. And I got the data to prove it. If you make between $360,000 and $914,000 in 2026, that means that you're going to save $7,000 a year on average. If you're essentially a millionaire, you'll save $36,000 on average. But if you're not lucky enough to be in the top 4% of earners, this is you. These yellow bars are tax increases. This is all the working class families that voted for Donald Trump to save them money. You can look at the numbers yourself. It's from the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy, and it breaks everything down. And the chart is technically wrong because it's saying a 20% tariff when Mexico and Canada are going to be facing 25% tariffs now. So the bad news is these already bad numbers are going to get worse. And here's the cherry on top. The government will lose almost $500 billion in revenue from this plan. So our already terrible budget is going to get worse. This should be like an I told you so moment for me, since I spent so much of the election just preaching this exact message, but I don't feel great about it because in the end, it's just regular people getting screwed over by a guy who lied to them. Hopefully enough people learn the lesson from this, that a guy who has lied tens of thousands of times since he came onto the political scene is not someone you should trust. You need to make $360,000 before Donald Trump's tax policies will actually benefit you. And I got the data to prove it. If you make between $360,000...
Okay, you guys. When Trump was in office before, he put us in $8 trillion of debt. And this time, it would be higher than the $8 trillion. And only us, the smaller people, we're not rich, we're going to be made to suffer. And that is not a good thing.
Interesting development that may have changed the calculation a little bit today. That we found out that Trump, our would-be strongman, is in a sense answerable to a bigger strongman, not Vladimir Putin, Elon Musk, who also allegedly, at least according to reports, has lots of conversations with Putin. What does that do to the calculation on how Americans should deal with Trump?
Yeah, I think that's a very good place to start. I wrote a piece a few weeks ago called The Submission Chain, where I tried to explain that voters might like Trump, but Trump is submissive with respect to Musk, and Musk in return is submissive with respect to Putin. So if you vote for Trump, you're voting for the little guy who admires a bigger guy, who in turn admires a still bigger guy. And that's what we've got now. We've got this cluster of oligarchs, some domestic, some half domestic, some foreign, who are the real power in our country. So in terms of how to resist, I think you have to start by doing what you were doing in the last segment, which is name it for what it is, which is an international oligarchy.
An interesting development that may have changed the calculation a little bit today.
And everyone want to know, how can Elon think he is the president? That is how. Elon has more money than Donald Trump, although I do not believe he's the richest man in the country. That's a lie. Elon has bought Donald Trump. But Putin is a man that he's a puppet master over Trump and Elon. So our country, when Trump hits that inauguration, will be ran by no other than Putin. And as I mentioned earlier, if you missed it when I first came on, this would be about the Panama Canal, Trump's attack on the Panama Canal, and they fight back.
I'm going to tell you what's really going on with the Panama Canal. After a series of Truth Social posts by Donald Trump where he demanded that Panama drop their rates for
hit the
passage
like
through
button,
the canal,
please,
or return the Panama Canal to the United States, now he has doubled down on this at a conservative conference in Arizona today. Take a look.
The fees being charged by Panama are ridiculous, highly unfair, especially knowing the extraordinary generosity that has been bestowed to Panama, I say very foolishly, by the United States. This complete ripoff of our country will immediately stop, and we will never, ever let it fall into the wrong hands, but it's falling into the wrong hands. We will demand that the Panama Canal be returned to the United States of America.
I mean, the U.S. did give control of the Panama Canal over to Panama in 1977 with a series of treaties, so Trump's argument makes sense, but only on the surface. Trump doesn't expect you to look deeper into what's going on. When he says we will never let it fall into the wrong hands, he's referring to China. So let's take a look at what's going on here. The Panama Canal is a vital global shipping route that is facing unprecedented challenges, mainly due to climate change. It has been facing a severe drought, which has lowered the water levels at Gatun Lake, the crucial source of water for the canal's operations. So to conserve water, the Panama Canal Authority that runs the canal has had to restrict the number of ships traveling through daily, as well as limit the size of the ships traveling through, because larger ships require more water. So this has prohibited some ships from passing and caused a disruption in the supply chain. It has forced some ships to take the costly route of traveling all the way around South America to get over to the U.S. West Coast. These detours have caused increased shipping costs, and the restrictions placed on the canal have forced the fees to increase. This has also affected the timely transport of food and agricultural products that can lead to shortages and price increases. So how is China involved? The United States is the canal's biggest customer, with China coming in as the second biggest customer. China has been buying up land in Panama, and they now control 2 of the 5 adjacent ports to the canal on each side. China has been working to exert influence over the canal for years now, most of which happened under Trump's first term. Big surprise, right? That's the story Trump won't tell you. But this has huge effects on inflation here in the United States, so we need to keep an eye on this developing story. Like and follow to get continued updates on the news that matters to you in a condensed form from me. I'm going to tell you what's really going on with the Panama.
So China is buying up the land in Panama. And where does Donald Trump get his watches, his sneakers done, those ball caps? China. China. And they're being shipped coming through the Panama Canal. Everything is to benefit Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is going to lose his mind when he hears both Elon Musk and Benjamin Netanyahu claim that Elon Musk is the unofficial president of the United States. Now, this is newly unearthed video that is making the rounds on media and social media pages as well. Listen to what the two had to say when they were talking to each other.
You can't be president of the U.S. last time I checked, right? But assume you are. Not officially. Not officially. Okay, so you're the unofficial president.
Right. Donald Trump, when he hears that, is going to absolutely lose it, and this relationship is going to get even rockier. Now, to be fair, this was from 2023. At that time, Elon Musk knew what his money could buy. He just had to find the right person that could sell him the presidency, whether that person knew they were selling it to Elon or not. Now, people have been calling Elon Musk the president for some time, or the president-elect, and Republicans listened to him recently and ignored Donald Trump in the budget talks. This is about to get good. Donald Trump is going to lose his mind when he hears both Elon Musk and Benjamin Netanyahu claim that Elon Musk is...
Oh, Trump doesn't like that because if you recall just the day before yesterday, he was highly upset when he was giving a speech and he let everybody know Elon can't be president because he's not a U.S. citizen. He wasn't born here. Well, he wasn't born here, not necessarily he's a U.S. citizen, but he doesn't have natural born citizenship here in the U.S. More about Elon Musk.
More news right now. The Secretary of the Air Force is increasingly concerned about Elon Musk's alleged contacts with the Russian government. But Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall has told Democratic senators that he shares their security concerns over Elon Musk's contacts with Russian leaders. So last month, senators wrote to Kendall saying that they have concerns over an October Wall Street Journal report which showed that Musk had multiple high-level conversations with Russian President Vladimir Putin as early as 2022. And in a letter back to senators, Kendall writes, quote, "The Air Force takes security matters very seriously and I share your concerns." Now, Russia denied that those conversations took place. Musk has denied it as well, essentially. But as Elon Musk is coming into the federal government with Donald Trump now, it is increasingly concerning given the fact that SpaceX has a number of top secret government contracts, that Elon Musk is privy to a number of top secret information. Remember, there are even concerns about SpaceX's reported practices concerning classified information, according to the New York Times. And now the Air Force Secretary is sharing them as well. Comment below your thoughts, spread the word, and follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have important news right now. The Secretary of the Air Force...
SpaceX is owned by Elon, but Elon is not the actual founder. Anything that he owns, he's not the actual founder. He just happens to have money that can buy into things or buy them. Hold on, I don't want them. I'll put them at the end.
Okay, listen, for the record, I have better shit to do. I don't really want to make political videos every day, but that's, I can't help it. Because I keep seeing and hearing Americans say and do really
Tony Riviera, I don't trust Elon at all.
Call it out. So here's another video. You MAGA cult imbecile simpletons can't wrap your head around the fact that I'm calling Donald Trump a Russian asset. And you keep asking me for examples. So I'm just going to make a different video. I'm just going to make, I guess, 1,000 videos. So this is part 1 out of 1,000. Let's just talk just about Paul Manafort. Because in my humble opinion, this one thing, this one fucking thing, and there's 1,000, this one thing should disqualify this orange-faced, diaper-wearing con man cum stain from ever being near the White House. He shouldn't be a fucking HOA president, much less the United States president, okay? I know you don't know who Paul Manafort is because you're not smart and you don't know anything about your own fucking candidate that you worship. So let me tell you who he is. He's a political mercenary. He'll do anything anybody wants him to do if they give him money. He wears mink coats and gold rings and Lamborghinis and lives in castles. He's a soulless sellout. He's not an American. He's not a patriot. He's a political fucking mercenary. Okay? Let's start there. in 20, I could be wrong on these dates. This is all from memory, so bear
Hit
with
the
me.
like button,
Pretty sure
please.
2013, he helped a guy named Viktor Yanukovych get elected in the Ukraine. He was a Ukrainian president. The Ukrainian people were sort of hoodwinked. It's very possible, aka probable, that Russia probably manipulated the election and put him in there, and he didn't actually
Thank
win,
you.
which I think is what's happening now. But anyway, Viktor Yanukovych was in office for, I don't know, again, I don't have it all memorized, maybe a year, roughly. 2014, he was run out of office by the Ukrainian citizens. Guess what for? Guess what? Guess. Come on, guess. For being a fucking Russian operative, you stupid shitface. He's a Russian operative. The Ukrainian people realized he was a Russian operative, and they ran him out of office. Guess where he fled to? Guess, Billy Bob, guess. Russia. You know why? Because he's a Russian operative. That was 2014. 2015, Paul Manafort, his campaign manager, sought out Donald Trump and said, hey, I'll run your campaign for free. Went to work for Donald Trump for free, despite owing Oleg Deripaska $60 million. Before this, Manafort was refinancing homes, moving money around in offshore bank accounts, selling his possessions, doing whatever he could to try and pay back that $60 million, because he was in a bit of a dry spell. I guess there wasn't enough international supervillain shit for him to do. He was scraping the bottom of the barrel to try and pay that debt. And then in 2015, all of a sudden, he can afford to be Donald Trump's campaign manager for free, no pay. Then, during the Mueller probe, he was investigated for a whole laundry list of international crimes. But one of the things he was sent to jail for was failure to register as a foreign agent, aka failure to register as a Russian agent. It's not an accusation, it's not a theory, it's not a rumor, it's a fucking charge, and it's stuck. And he went to jail for it, and the only reason he's not still in jail is because Donald Trump pardoned him. And that is your president. And if that's okay with you, then you're not an American, you're a Russian, and you're my fucking enemy, and you don't want to be. Get ready for the next 999 videos about the 1,000 fucking reasons Donald Trump is a Russian asset, and you're too fucking stupid to understand. Hope you have a terrible day. Go fuck yourself.
He said a lot, y'all. Ooh. Whew. He said a lot. But I did show y'all a video a couple weeks ago pertaining to the situation, how Donald Trump got involved with Russia from the beginning. Donald Trump and Russia has a long history before Paul Manafort, before that. So don't just think that all of a sudden, no. It go years back, and I showed y'all the video, the documentary here on this channel. So it's nothing new.
Hey, real quick, someone come over here and tell me that I did not just see Comb-Over Castro standing up on a stage trying to convince a crowd full of people that the South African super dork isn't trying to steal his presidential spot. Not so good, sir. We know that spot won't be stolen. You already sold it to him. You mean to tell me all it takes to get poor little pumpkin spice Palpatine to put on that pathetic ass pouty face is to merely suggest that there's another person actually in power? Some motherfucking memes really reduced y'all's powerful world leader into a whiny little punk pleading with them people to believe in his presidency. Y'all, I don't think I have ever seen this man use more than 6 complete sentences for any given subject, but I swear he gave a full 60 seconds on this one. Millennials, are we really gonna meme our way out of this motherfucker? Anyways, y'all have you a wonderful evening. Get them Sunday scaries out your system and prepare to stomp a mud hole in your Monday and walk your week dry. Keep the motherfucking boots out of your motherfucking mouth, and remember that the golden rule will always remain yeehaw fuck the law, and I will see y'all down the line. Hey, real quick.
I like that guy. He's funny. But Elon Musk is your president starting January 20th inauguration. Donnie Boy may put his hand on the Bible, which he doesn't read the Bible. He couldn't tell you any scriptures in the Bible. I remember when they was interviewing him and they asked him, what is your favorite scripture to go to when you're feeling low? And he couldn't tell them not one scripture. But in his Bible that he has created, that he's selling y'all for $59.99, that he get made in China for $3, he has changed the Bible up. And they're putting those Bibles in school, and especially in Texas. Texas is a Republican state and is very racist.
Some major breaking news. The president of Panama has responded to Donald Trump threatening him and his country and also saying he wants to take back the Panama Canal. In a brand new video released on social media, the president of Panama, Jose Raul Molino, released a message directed at Donald Trump and his threat, and the entire video was in Spanish. Here are some of the translations. He said every square mile of the canal and adjoining areas will remain under Panama's control and that the country's independence and sovereignty, quote, aren't negotiable. He also pushed back on Donald Trump's claim that the charges on U.S. ships are too high and that the Panama Canal is being interfered with by foreign countries. It's absolutely insane that this is even happening. Like, Donald Trump is not even president yet, and he's already angering our allies, some of our closest friends around the world, whether it be Panama, Canada, Mexico, whoever. Targeting our allies does absolutely nothing except hurt the United States and further divide us from countries who we've spent years on building relationships with. We have some major breaking news. The president
Please hit the like button again. We need allies. We need them. But Trump doesn't find them important because he is a narc. And a narc doesn't care what other people say or think. And a lot of people in my chat are also just like Donald Trump. Broke narcs. Donald Trump just happened to be a narc with money. And he happened to get a good bit of that money when he was in office the first time. His daughter and his son-in-law became billionaires from him being in office when he won in 2016. One moment, please. If you'd like for me to read your comments, send me a super chat and I will gladly read your comment. Hit that like button for me. And I love you all. Have a Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. Yay.
My pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy. And I will sign executive orders to end child sexual mutilation. Get transgender out of the military and out of our elementary schools and middle schools and high school. Stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy.
Believe it or not, a lot of trans voted for Donald Trump. Caitlyn Jenner voted for Donald Trump. But Donald Trump is trying to get rid of, even with the trans women using a women's restroom, that's going to stop. It's so much that Donald Trump hasn't planned to do away with. And I guess you trans people that voted for him, you wanted this, you got it.
Look at here, it's already started. Trump's team has reportedly started to inquire about how to close a bank regulator. And the bank regulator he has in mind is the FDIC. Why is this important? Because federal regulators that have oversight of the banks help to protect consumers and their deposits by ensuring that banks are practicing safe and sound lending practices. They're keeping your money safe. The FDIC is the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. If Trump is successful at getting rid of the FDIC, consumers' dollars that are deposited into financial institutions are not protected. They're not insured. They're not covered. Now, of course, I'm sure that they're thinking of something that will take the place of that. It says here that his advisory team, along with the Doja team, Doja, like in Dogecoin, like in Elon Musk, Doja stands for Department of Government Efficiency. They're the ones inquiring with the regulation, with the federal government to see how to disband the FDIC. Why is this important? The last time Trump was in office, and I made a TikTok about this before, a little earlier this year, he likes to deregulate the financial systems and the financial institutions and lower the regulations so that banks have freedom to utilize their deposits and other things, and maybe not have so many stringent rules that they need to follow in order to make sure that they're adhering to practices that are safe and sound. Things that have happened because of the regulations are like, remember when you had overdraft fees and they were astronomical? That went away under a different administration, and maybe overdraft fees came down to, if you don't overdraft over $5, we won't charge you, or you get 1 day to figure out how to not overdraft, put some money in there or something, or you get time to get those fees back. There have also been oversight as far as credit card fees, late fees, application fees. There's a lot of things that the bank regulators do to make sure that consumers are protected. If they get rid of this protection, it can affect consumers. Not to mention the insurance up to $250,000 for your deposits goes away. Once that goes away, your monies are not safe. That means if a bank fails and you've got $100,000 in the bank and that bank fails, your money is no longer insured. It is no longer protected. And if something happens to that bank and they fail, your money is lost. Why is that important? Under the Trump administration from before, when he deregulated the financial institutions, many banks started to fail after that. Let's go back to Silicon Valley Bank. See, Trump does things where there's a domino effect. So it might not have happened during his administration, or it might have happened at the end of it. But Silicon Valley Bank is a direct result of the Trump administration deregulating the banks when he was in office before, because it gave them leniency so that they didn't have to have enough reserves if there was a run on bank, and there was. So Silicon Valley Bank went out, they failed. However, the FDIC stepped in and was able to grab those deposits, protect the consumers' monies, have that bank bought out by, things were bought by Chase and other big banks, and it was disseminated the way that it's always disseminated when there's a failed bank, because the FDIC manages what happens with failed banks, and they also insure depositors' money. If Trump gets rid of the FDIC, there's going to be a problem. I'm going to keep watching this. I'll keep you updated, but I thought you would like to know. FA.
Someone from his cabinet, which I watched them say it out of their mouth, that they plan on getting rid of the FDIC. That is a fact. One of his new cabinet picks said that. If MAGA would get their head out of Trump's butt, you would know and read and go watch. So you would hear it come from his new cabinet members.
Poor fuckers out there, and we're going to show, that's pan down, move a little, move. That's what Christmas is supposed to look like, you poor fucks. And if it doesn't look like there's about 300 presents here, if something ain't right, if your Christmas doesn't look like this.
Yeah, so that's Dan Penna. He is someone who endorsed Donald Trump. This is what they think of you. This is what they think of you. I don't even think I have to relay this message to the left like I have to MAGA, because you guys have become some of the biggest leather lickers. Boot all up in your mouth. You guys defend these people. This is how they talk about you behind closed doors. They do this all the time. And then one of these videos slipped through the cracks for us to be able to see, and it exposes who these people actually are. Other thing is, just like Donald Trump, this man claims to be a Christian. Were the words that came out of his mouth very Christian-like? No, that was straight up evil. Mind you that this is the War on Christmas crowd. This is the crowd that believes you're a bad person for not saying the words Merry Christmas. Well, simultaneously, they stand next to their Christmas tree with 300 presents under it, telling you that you're a poor not being able to afford as much presents as them. My name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't see my face again. Thanks, bye.
And all you poor fuckers out.
It's Christmas, and that is the rich MAGA Republican telling y'all, you poor effers. But if that man was running, you would vote for him too, because it's white power.
Into the wrong hands. It was not given for the benefit of others by a token of cooperation, but it was given to Panama and to the people of Panama, but it has provisions You got to treat us fairly, and they haven't treated us fairly. If the principles, both moral and legal, of this magnanimous gesture of giving are not followed, then we will demand that the Panama Canal be returned to the United States of America in full, quickly, and without question. I'm not going to stand for it falling into the wrong hands. It was not given for the benefit of others by...
Donald Trump would sell y'all wolf tickets every time. Like he told y'all he was going to build that wall, that great, beautiful wall. No, he said Mexico, the president before President Claudia. And did Mexico build the wall? No. It was never going to happen. He would tell y'all anything because y'all believe it, MAGA.
Musk, Elon Musk's dad, recently commented that he's proud to see his son start to fulfill his destiny. So what exactly is that destiny? It's certainly no surprise to learn that Elon Musk is a product of apartheid-era South Africa. And when you look at his family tree, there are deep ties to Yahtzees dating all the way back to his grandparents. So what is his destiny? Well, he's backed this guy. And we also know that Musk is backing Nigel Farage, another Yahtzee sympathizer. And in another endorsement, Elon Musk is backing another Yahtzee sympathizer group in Germany. So what's the legacy that Elon Musk is trying to fulfill? Well, certainly for someone who has repeatedly said that the white race risks extinction if they don't start having a lot more babies, it makes sense that this guy would be pushing for politicians who want to bring forward the Fourth Reich. Is anyone really surprised? Elon Musk, Elon Musk's dad, recently commented that he's...
I guess he wants to see the apartheid here. That's not happening, Elon. Although you are the unelected president, I don't see America doing that. I see a dictatorship from Donald Trump. I see puppet strings coming from Putin's hand. That's what I see for Trump and Elon.
Major breaking news. Donald Trump's relationship with Elon Musk appears to be getting even worse after he mocked Elon Musk today while speaking at a conservative conference. Just take a look at the clip.
We got over 2,000 units. It's a lot. And they flooded it with Starlink, and it was so good. It saved a lot of lives, so we want to thank him. But no, he's not going to be president, that I can tell you. And I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country.
Yeah, Donald Trump is really...
Money got Donald Trump to where he is now. Elon has gotten to where he is because he has more money than Donald Trump. I love living in this country. But I must say, when the white man get his hands on things, it crumbles. So, it's going to be a war between Elon and Trump because Elon is not giving up on getting in Oval Office. He feels he's going to find a way because he come from apartheid in South Africa. I'm going to take y'all out of here with this.
Be an American when the leaders won't do shit. Oh, they yell and fight, suppressing rights at the hands of lobbyists, and it's all for profit. Name your price, politicians bought and paid. Oh, it ain't that hard to understand. The rich run the USA. Yeah, it's hard to be an American when the billionaires run free. And I can't ignore, it's harder for people who don't look like me. Yeah, it's time to wake up, pull the plug, yeah, we're circling the drain. Oh, it ain't that hard to understand. The rich run the U.S.
gotta play that again. I love this.
Leaders won't do shit. Oh, they yell and fight, suppress some rights at the hands of lobbyists, and it's all for profit. Name your price, politicians bought and paid. Oh, it ain't that hard to understand. The rich run the USA. Yeah, it's hard to be an American when the billionaires run free. And I can't ignore, it's harder for people who don't look like me. Yeah, it's time to wake up, pull the plug, yeah, we're circling the drain. Oh, it ain't that hard to understand. The rich run the USA. The rich run the USA. And it's hard.
Her voice is beautiful. Beautiful voice. So beautiful. I thank each and every last one of you all for coming to my live. I'm about to get out of here. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. And I will see y'all the day after Christmas, okay? Enjoy your Christmas. Eat well. Open your gifts. Hug your loved ones. Hug on them. Hold them tight. I love you guys. You take care. Hit that like button before you head up out of here. Bye.